boy.
What happened?
Welcome to the New York Revival. Listen, people, we had to go live here because this is huge news on a fucking Thursday. Huge Giants news. Huge news. Our boy E couldn't make it, but me and Jeff are like, we gotta get this on the airwaves here. We have to talk about this because it's monster mic drop from Joe Schoen. The New York Giants have traded. What's the word for Toney? What's the word? Give me a word for Toney.
The enigma?
The enigma that is Kadarius Toney for a compensational third-round pick from the Kansas City Chiefs and a sixth-round pick. A third-rounder and a sixth-rounder for Kadarius Toney, a guy, mind you, who's only had about 3 games of actual NFL production under his belt and who's been injured all season. Can I give a round of applause to I don't care what anybody else thinks. This is my opinion right now. This is what but I mean, damn, Jefe, what was this? What is this? Holy shit.
This is crazy. Wow. I mean, I did not see this coming. This was rumored. This has been a conversation for a while. People are wondering if the Giants were going to make a move for a receiver for this playoff run and things like that. This is wild, unexpected. I mean, I don't think he could have gone to a better team. I'll just throw that out there.
Yeah.
But I mean, what are the Chiefs going to do with a guy that doesn't have good hamstrings? So I think this was a Gettleman guy, Kadarius Toney. Joe Schoen is proving he doesn't give a fuck. He's going to do whatever this team needs. Doesn't give a fuck. Gettleman wasted a first-round pick. It's not my problem. I'm going to grab 2 picks and move on. So Kadarius Toney hasn't played much football at all for the Giants in his tenure. Let's be honest. He flashed incredible potential. I love him. I love what he can do on the field.
Hands up.
I love him. I love him in press conferences. I like pretty much everything this guy does, except even his Twitter shit. I find that entertaining.
He's a crazy dude. We love him though.
So, what grade do you give this? This move is unexpected. First of all, do you like it or do you not like it?
Well, here's the thing. There's 2 schools of thought here because, let's call a spade a spade. We drafted Kadarius Toney with the number 20 pick. It sucks because it was a bust of a pick. We are trading him for less than what we drafted him at by far. That overall sucks. But in a vacuum, considering that the Giants are 6-1 in year 1 of a rebuild with a new regime and Kadarius Toney, there's clearly shit going on off the field here because this is not an injury-only thing. It can't be. It's not. And I refuse to believe it. Bobby Skinner said the same thing from Talking Giants. This is not because he was injured. There's more to this. For me, for Joe Schoen on a rebuilding 6-1 team, like I was saying, with the long-term view, it's an A. It's an A because I would have said here, we talked about this earlier. We didn't want Kadarius Toney to get traded initially because it's the quickest way to get Daniel Jones some help. We could get Kadarius healthy, get him in here. He knows the system. Get him some help. That now is out the door. And we thought that the compensation wouldn't be worth what we were trading for. We said, hey, what are you going to get for a guy that's played very little and that's injured currently? A 6th, maybe, a 5th if we're lucky, to go out and get a 3rd. And this is not a conditional. They said conditional first. It's a compensatory top 100 pick, a 3rd-round pick, and a 6th-rounder. Even if you don't use those picks, that's going to be packaged to get something else. This team is just needs all the draft capital that they can get. Now they have 9 picks going into next year. That is beautiful. Get more in here. I love it.
To sum it up, I would say if Dave Gettleman made this move, I'd be like, oh, what the fuck is he doing? We have no wide receivers, bro. What are you doing? Yeah. Right. Since Joe Schoen made the move, I'm thinking this guy's cooking. This guy knows what he's doing. He's thinking about the long term. He's planning ahead. This is a guy that has not been available for him.
Yep.
He may know a whole other side to the story that we don't, right? Maybe some people know some things. But if he knows some stuff and he was able to flip him, who's been a problem child, as great as his potential is, he's been a problem child. He's able to flip that for more equity next year and beyond. That 3rd could wind up being packaged to go up and get that alpha dude, and that you don't know what's going to happen. So I'm trusting Joe Schoen. Listen, we're 6-1 without Toney, are we not?
That's a huge thing.
So
Yes.
it doesn't mean that there will be no moves to be made, but I think this kind of confirms that the Giants are sellers, not buyers right now.
Right now, yes, you're right. But
It's
do you think that it opens up something now? Like you've gotten rid of a little salary now, get a little bit of salary relief. Does it make you think that maybe they could bring someone in? Because I mean, let's shout out LPG because he just put out a tweet there. He's like, now I've never been more certain that the Giants will bring in another wide receiver. He said that, and we all know LPG's got his.
Yeah, he does. Well, I trust him because
I trust him with my life.
nobody has more mysterious connections than LPG.
Right.
I'm just gonna hop on a plane, get front row, hang out with Eli Manning. But you're a fan. But you're a fan, Joe.
Are we sure you're just a fan?
Are you sure? How are you doing this? What do you have on these guys?
You know somebody.
They're
Let's
like,
stop bullshit, Joe.
LPG this way. Oh, I'm gonna go to the draft this year, front row on TV. The guy's just on TV constantly. If I wore a beautiful, luxurious blonde wig, I don't think they'd put me on TV nearly as much. Just a thought, but that's
just a thought. There. Oh God. We want to hear from the chat too. Also, sorry, guys, give us your thoughts, concerns. We'll try to answer as many questions as we can. And someone brought up a good point. You know, we do now have to add somebody to the roster. So who's that going to be? You know, is it going to be another wide receiver?
Well, Nick Gates was already added, right?
Oh yeah. You could be getting some guys back in that regard.
But I mean, receiver wise, I'm not saying that they may not bring in a body. I just mean I don't see them making a big splash.
One would think you're right.
Who the hell knows? But
listen, if he could do this, Galladay's maybe he could do something with Galladay, man. Who knows what I can get for Galladay now? Everybody's been bringing it up on the chat. Shout out to you guys. Like, man, if you can get a 6 again, I thought you could only get a 6 for a Toney. If you can get a 3rd for Toney, you know, who knows? Maybe you could trick someone into getting a 4th or 5th.
There's 31 teams. You can't trick one team into thinking Kenny Galladay is I mean, we fell for it. Surely there's another team out there that wants a big body receiver.
It was Garrett's fault. fault.
Know what it is? It's not the player, it's the fucking contract.
Yes,
because they could be convinced that this guy has done enough in the league that we can use him. But the fucking contract is just out of control.
You're right. But having said that, someone just I forget who it was. Someone just traded somebody and ate. Oh yeah, it was the Robert Quinn trade. The Bears ate all the money essentially, and in compensation got a better draft pick back from the Eagles. They got a 4th.
Oh, that was the deal.
If you could do that,
I was wondering why they ate his salary.
Right. If you could do that, if you could eat the salary, because we're gonna have to pay this man the money regardless. But if you could eat some of the salary and get back maybe a 5th for him, like I because I know the numbers are ridiculous. I'd take that.
Yeah, but you're paying his salary either way, right?
Right.
So like,
exactly.
What are you like? We'll pay it the rest of the year. We'll pay 90% of it this year.
Next year, right? Even next year.
Is your problem.
Yeah, right. I'll do next year too.
Any relief to the dead money hit next year and beyond to get draft compensation would be a win.
Yes.
Another
100%.
guy that just doesn't. Kenny Galladay, 70. This is our 1st round pick and a $72 million receiver that have combined for 0 touchdowns. That's just impossible.
Yeah, this is what we think about Kenny Galladay. Yeah, it's that bad. But listen, man, it sucks, man, because it's like me and you, we were banging and E2, we were banging at the table. We wanted to see Kadarius. It does overall suck because like he's gonna go to fucking Kansas City now and be their next Tyreek Hill. You know it's gonna happen.
Well, now he's gonna be healthy.
Yeah, 100%. The hamstrings will magically heal. Everybody's feeling good. He's the next and fucking Andy Reid's gonna turn him into Tyreek Hill. Whatever, but it doesn't even matter because it's about the Giants right now. It's about us and what is best for this team moving forward. I wish Kadarius nothing but the best. Go for it, man. Have yourself a day. It clearly didn't work here, and I don't know if it would ever would have worked. I don't know if it just wasn't jiving with Dave's, if they didn't like his attitude, or if it just wasn't going to be a fit on this offense. What I know is we're 6-1 without him, and you know how much worse can he get? You know, like how many like this we've been going with fucking guys off the street all season long. Keep doing what you're doing. Maybe bring someone in now, and let's see what we got, man. Let's see what we got. The picks are fantastic.
The one thing Yeah.
Sorry, shout out one more. Do you see the DM that he sent to Dana? I don't know if he's
No.
go take a
No.
look. But
Wait, that
this is
Kadarius Toney DM'd?
yeah. So apparently, our boy the entertainer, he said something very innocuous about Kadarius Toney hasn't stepped on the field yet. Like we got to see what he could do. Something very normal. And Kadarius Toney DMs him saying something about like Cap, you better stay safe and stuff, something pretty slanderous.
He threatened him?
Yeah, no, well, I don't think it was. He essentially was saying like, you don't know shit. And I got to go find the actual tweet itself. If someone could link us, whatever. He came after Entertainer, and Entertainer's the nicest fucking dude on the block here, man. To see that kind of shit, it's well, and he even said it himself. I wasn't gonna put this out because that's not, he's not looking for that kind of he's not looking for that kind of heat. But now, perfect time. It's perfect time to put it out.
Why
man.
not? Why not now?
Oh, jeez, dude.
The only thing I'm upset about is that you look at this roster, the fact that we're giving David Sills and Richie James all these snaps. You know what Kadarius Toney can do. Finally got Wan'Dale back. I'm thinking, all right, now we gave him a month without trying to roll him out there. Maybe after the bye, we can get this dynamic, dangerous receiver into the fold that would change this offense. That's another guy that you really have to account for, that I'm sure they had plays in mind for. So that's disappointing that we won't get to see that. And that's a guy that was on. It's not a move you had to make. He was on the roster.
Right. It was right there. Right?
And now the room is even thinner. Mm-hmm. I know he wasn't out there, but you still were thinking we're going to get him back at some point. So that's a little disappointing from that perspective, is that I was really hoping for him to realize his potential here. If he goes, there are super talented, twitchy guys that come into the league and they just don't pan out, right? So not every guy becomes Tyreek Hill that has freak athletic ability,
right?
And it's so funny that he went to the Chiefs, because we talked about the possibility of him being traded when it was rumored many times. It's like, man, would he look fun in a Chiefs uniform? Like, even joking around, like, wow, what a perfect. Andy Reid.
That's what everybody comped him to, because we're like, okay, you bring in a Kafka who's known how to use a guy like Tyreek Hill, and now what would Toney? He would be Toney. You thought you saw all the lines, the connections, and it just made you excited about the potential, and we just never even got to see it for a minute, man.
Sucks.
3 hamstring fucking injuries within how many weeks?
And he ain't coming back.
No,
it's kind of like the girl that you started dating and you're like, wow, this could be the one. And then she moves away unexpectedly, and you'll never know.
The one and you know what? The one that got away, possibly. But what if he never gets back? What if he re-injures his hammy again and just never pans out?
What if she had daddy issues? I don't know. I didn't know the whole story yet. There could have been a blessing in this.
There's skeletons in that fucking closet.
There's skeletons in that closet. There are skeletons. So, this is a logical next topic, right?
Yeah.
This will never go away. Here's my
until he signs somewhere.
Here's my thought on OBJ. At first, preseason and then early on, it's like, well, he's going to want to go to Bills or the Rams, back to the Rams, or a contender, right? Well, the Giants are a playoff team. Let's be honest. Okay. Yes. If we go 500, we win 11 games. The Giants are a playoff team. Mm-hmm. Would he want to come here? I think he's more likely to go to the Bills. Von Miller is his boy, who's just luring him there on a daily basis. I think it's more likely he does that for this year. And then he may want to see. He may want to see what the Giants do with Saquon, because he's real close with Saquon. Mm-hmm. He wanted to win here. He loves license plate guy. Right?
Yep.
They play ping pong. They're best friends, as OBJ does with all the Giants fans.
Sure.
So there's some connection there that I think the chances of OBJ coming might be better next year.
Yeah. When you don't have to trade compensation.
If Saquon is still here, I think that's a factor. I think he would want to play. I think Saquon would help lure him here in terms of being attractive to play here.
Mm-hmm. I agree, man. He was fucking with us. I think he was just fucking with us. But just dream for a second. Just dream. And close your eyes for a second. Think about it. The 9-1 Giants.
I'm not falling for that again.
Giants going into Dallas. And who steps on the field? Who's ready to go for the first time? OBJ, number 13, strapping up on Thanksgiving Day against Dallas.
Oh my God.
You talk about a guy who likes the bright lights and likes the media attention on him. The world would explode. Coming back to the Giants, Thanksgiving Day in Dallas, it's something to dream about.
I would
probably not going to happen.
It's a media dream. It would be the biggest story in the NFL. Giants would be on the map. People would start talking crazy. Here's my thing. He's had a few pretty big injuries. This is an ACL he's coming back from. You're usually not right or yourself until that year after. Like, you can come back and play, but guys usually don't, unless you're Adrian Peterson, who's a freak of nature, usually don't 100%. Come back and have the same explosiveness right away, right? Like, Barkley needed time. Guys need time to trust that knee again because it happens. It happens randomly, dude. I mean, Sterling Shepard might have nightmares the rest of his life. He was just jogging. Nothing.
This is OBJ's second one too.
Yeah,
this is OBJ's second, and then you're playing on fucking.
And he's older.
Yeah, you're playing on MetLife turf. Not exactly the best.
I think the Giants have like 2.9 in space, in cap space right now. Maybe a little more with Kadarius leaving. But like, what do you think OBJ would take to play here? You know what I mean?
It's interesting because it's only going to be how many games? 8,
right? Maybe? And I'm discouraged because he turned down whatever the Rams threw at him, and you would think he'd want to go back to LA. That's where he lives.
What does he want? What does OBJ want? Does he want another fucking Super Bowl? Because Bills makes that. It's Bills, really. That's it. Bills or Chiefs. Now Chiefs are really out, right?
He's turned himself into a hell of a free agent because now you just can relax, see how the teams are unfolding and what's going on, and then join a competitor like right before the playoffs.
And also now, is it? I know what you're saying. Like, it takes a while to get back from an ACL injury. Is 70% OBJ better than what we have right now? Like, I think it might be. I think his hands and just his ability to get open might still be better than a Marcus Johnson or a David Sills.
Yeah.
Or,
my head says Joe Shane is going to play this really smart, and he's going to build through the draft, find our alpha in the draft, and not overpay an aging, injured veteran, which is what OBJ is. But there's a lot of nostalgia there. There's a lot of this guy was electric in a Giants uniform. He was the only reason to watch the Giants for a long time. So you get that guy back, but he's not going to be that. Even with the Rams, he wasn't that. He wasn't a slant, take it to the house guy. He'll burn you on a good route. He's still a phenomenal route runner. But again, that knee, like everything factored in. If he wants to just come for half a year and give it a shot for the playoffs, great.
I mean, listen,
Joe Shane's not going to go broke for him.
No, again, a trade like this today shows you all you need to see about Joe Shane. He is thinking about the future because Kadarius Toney would have helped this year. At some point, he was going to get back on the field, possibly, but he is not thinking about this exclusively about this year. It's all about seeing the long-term view. Long-term view is we need those picks, man, and Joe Shane understands that. Dable understands that, and I fucking love that about these guys right now. That's why I'm all in.
Thank you guys for the chats and for hanging out with us on a Thursday afternoon. We just had to jump on. I see a couple of chats about other wide receivers like DJ Moore, who is, he's that dude, but he's very expensive. So just, that's
a guy I don't think we can fit.
It's a missing piece, but I think his cap is pretty big too next year and beyond. It's like, I think it's between 16 to 18. Like it's up there. When you have this fucking massive Kenny Golladay just completely dominating, the Giants have the most wide receiver money spent in the league.
They finally cleared a little bit up, but yes, you're right.
But look at what we're rolling out there. That's it's a situation that has to be cleaned up, and it's not going to get cleaned up by getting the sexiest wide receiver. Like, it's just not how that gets cleaned up. You have to draft and develop and get lucky on some deeper draft picks.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, man. It's going to be very interesting and when's the trade deadline? Hold on. NFL trade deadline. It's got to be coming right up. Whatever. I can't figure it out right now. But the trade deadline's coming up soon. Oh, November 1st. Sorry, that's Tuesday.
Yeah.
So we have this week, And listen, the part of me thinks we've gotten this far with the dog shit that we had at wide receiver. Maybe we got to hear from El Jefe. Let him get in character first. Part of me thinks we've gotten this far with this wide receiver corps. Why not see what we can do with them the rest of the way? You keep all your draft picks and your money. Jefe, what do you think?
Kadarius Toney is gone. Good. What a waste of fucking space. What has he done in a Giants uniform? One good game. You want to give him a bag, sign him to life? Get that guy the fuck out of here. What a waste of space. We want football players here. That little peanut Wandale, I saw he got a touchdown. That was cute. How about we get some real men in here? Some actual wide receivers. Kenny Galladay, you look the part, but you're soft as melted butter, pal. Okay? We want wide receivers in here. Give me the real men. Where are the real men? Stand up.
Couldn't have said it better myself. The one time I will 100% agree with El Jefe here. You're right.
Is that the first? Is that the first time?
It might be the first time, but I love that guy. I love that guy. We got to bring in your little counterpart. Hey, if you guys have not seen the new Jefe video, go out and see it. It's a classic. We have a special guest, and I don't want to ruin it for people that haven't seen it. But, dude, you're right, Jefe. You are fucking right, man.
God damn
One
it,
time in your life.
No, I'm right.
And he's back. Who the fuck was that guy, dude? Yo, I love it. I love it. And he's right, dude. We need to get some men up in here. Somebody to stay on the goddamn field.
Some men who can run routes, catch the ball, and stay on the goddamn field. Is that so much to ask for? Good men are hard to find. It's true what they say.
It's so true. It's so true. Never have true words been spoken. But listen, we had a bomb here on Thursday. We thank, again, everybody for joining us. We wanted to get our thoughts out right away. We love that you guys are here talking in the chat, man. We have a lot of people that love this trade, a lot of people that hate it. Let's see how it goes, man. But for us over here at New York Revival, we are pro trade here because we got some long-term draft picks to work with now. Go Big Blue. What do you thought? Any last thoughts, F.A.?
Yeah, as much promise as he had, it's about beyond this year. You got to trust this nice GM and head coach that we've got. I think they're in lockstep. They decided on this together. I think the fact that they came in and were hired together, just seeing videos of them through the draft process offseason, they're working together, and it's a good thing. And this was, we'll find out in the long term why this decision was made. But I'm trusting it, and it's about making a fun run this year, and it's about far beyond this year. And the Giants are back, so let's trust this one.
Let's keep an eye out for a Jerry Jeudy, Claypool, guy on a rookie contract. That's the only way I see this making it work. Yeah. That's the only way we see this making it work. Somebody that's not going to get signed on a shitty team may have fallen out a little bit of favor here. Let's see if we can make it work, man. I mean, but regardless, we're going into Seattle with a different team, different mindset. Let's fucking go.
Let's go Giants, baby. 7-1. We're coming, baby.
Coming for you, baby. Let's go.
Thanks for hanging out, guys. Have a good day.